guys, it's Jessica, and today I'm going to share with you guys my favorites from the year 2017. I love filming these videos. I call them the JAMMY Awards because my original screen name was Jam Beauty 89, and Jam was my initials, but now I'm married, so my initials are now Jab. But I still kept it because I think it's fun, and now it's just tradition. But this is kind of my roundup of my favorite products from the year. Now, I'm not going to be doing every single category, and which I think I've only done 1 or 2 years anyway, just because I didn't want to force myself to pick something in every category just to pick something when I might not feel that strongly about it. Because I feel like there are certain categories like eyeliner that I don't feel that strongly about a pencil eyeliner just yet that I would call it my favorite from the year. So, but I do have a lot of goodies, so let's go ahead and get into it. So let's start with the face. So one of my absolute favorites this year, which took me by surprise, was the Too Faced Hangover RX Primer. This was kind of one that I bought kind of on a whim. A lot of people had talked about, and I felt like, well, I've got dry skin, maybe that'll be good for mine. I love this stuff. It's like a really light lotion, and while I don't think it can replace completely a moisturizer, I do go a lot of days where if I'm in a rush, this is what I put on. I don't even put on a moisturizer. So, and it's still, my skin doesn't look super dry throughout the day. I really do feel like it moisturizes. Do I think it's the most moisturizing primer that's out there? No, but I do think it does its job of holding onto the foundation or tinted moisturizer. It moisturizes your face just enough, and it smells so nice. And I think the packaging, I love that it's in a squeezy tube with a pump. It's like the best of both worlds. I wish more products came like this. So I love it, and it smells like coconut, by the way. The next product is probably, like, if I had to like rank these, it would be top 3. This is the Physicians Formula Youthful Wear Powder, and it's their youth boosting powder, and it's in translucent, but it's their illuminating finish. They have a matte finish and an illuminating finish. I can't say that. And an illuminating finish. And this one's the illuminating one. And I love it because it gives this look to your skin that looks healthy and complete. Like, it kind of gets rid of any discoloration because it does have some coverage, I think, to it. But it also has this nice glimmer to it where you don't look shimmery, but you do have a glow about you. And I'll put it everywhere on my face. If I need a little more coverage, I'll even put it just kind of to set my concealer sometimes. But it's just such a nice formula. It stays on all day, and I really notice a difference in the way my skin looks at the end of the day when I use this versus when I don't. So like when I get off work and I look at myself in the car mirror, if I was wearing this that day, my skin looks great. If I wasn't, you can tell. Like, my foundation will be kind of breaking apart. I'll look like you can see all of my, you know, hyperpigmentation and different things like that. This is such an amazing product because it's not just a powder foundation. It's not just a highlighter or, you know, like one of those kind of nice face powders, and it's not just a mattifying powder. It kind of combines the best of all of that. So I love it. I think if you have super oily skin, you might not love it. You might want to try the matte finish. I haven't ever tried it, but I love this stuff. So let's keep going on face. This is the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Foundation, and I've talked this stuff to death, so I won't talk about it for too long, but it's a great foundation. It's got, I would say, medium to buildable full coverage, and it has a pump. It's a glass bottle. It's really nice for the price, and I wear it in the shade Sand. But it just has this, again, kind of a satin finish where you don't look super matte, but you definitely don't look dewy. It's definitely not a dewy finished foundation by any means. But for me with dry skin, I really struggle to find a foundation that doesn't just, it's either like I have something that's crazy, crazy dewy because that's just the way it's marketed, but I don't always love that. But I also don't like super duper matte foundations. A lot of the ones I've tried I have hated. It just illuminated dry spots, etc. This one's right in between, and I think that is why I love it so much. I haven't found a foundation like this yet anywhere, drugstore, high-end, anywhere. And it just happens to be that it's so inexpensive, and so that's what makes me love it even more and want to recommend it to you guys even more. I was so blown away because I really did, you know, I love e.l.f. products, but I also know that they have their fair share of misses, at least for me. And so the fact that this is a foundation that's really good, I thought was amazing. So if you haven't tried it and you're still looking for that just right foundation, it might be worth trying. I've got some blushes to recommend. One is an Hourglass one, and again, this was another one that I bought on a whim. I was like, I really have been wanting to try those, so I kind of randomly picked a shade I thought might work, and it's one of their Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blushes in Mood Exposure. That's the name of the shade. And it's kind of this swirled look, you know, every one you get looks a little bit different, but it's kind of got this pinkish, grayish, not gray, that's a weird term for it, but just a nice, light, cool pink color to it. It's a foolproof product that when I want to look flawless, but also when I'm in a rush, I can grab a brush and this, throw it on, and it always looks perfect. You can't really overdo it. I mean, you could, but it always looks just right. And I never have to mess with it and worry about putting on too much or too little. It's always perfect. So I love that for this. I've looked at the other shades and swatched them, and I think they might not be right for my skin tone, but I like the formula of this as well. It stays on all day, so definitely Jam Beauty 89 stamp of approval on this baby. Another blush I would recommend is from Quo. This was sent to me from a Canadian subscriber this past year, and it's their Baked Blush in the shade Pinch. This is one of those products that I don't need a highlighter with, and yet you can still put it. It's not just like a blush topper type of a blush. It's a beautiful blush that also happens to add the most perfect amount of glow. It's not too much where you feel like, ugh, like she just got highlighter everywhere and she doesn't know where to apply it. No, it just looks so healthy, so glowy and beautiful. You really genuinely do not need a highlighter with it, and yet it just looks flawless yet again, and it doesn't break apart throughout the day. I feel like there's so many blushes I own that when I put them on in the morning, it'll look pretty good, but then by the end of the day, it'll still be on, but it's like splotchy, and it just makes my cheeks look red and weird, and it's kind of spread. And this one, same with the Hourglass one. All three that I'm mentioning always look beautiful by the end of the day too, and that's a big deal. I mean, why are we putting on makeup in the morning if by the end of the day we can't trust that it's still gonna look nice? We want it to last and look nice all day. So these are two, and the third one I'm gonna mention, all look beautiful by the end of the day too. The next blush is from e.l.f. Again, I know I sound like a broken record if you've seen my e.l.f. Best and worst video where I talk about their worst products they sell, but also their best. I mentioned the foundation and this blush. But it's their Studio Blush, which I've tried so many shades, and most of them just aren't right for me. Like, it'll be a bright pink with glitter, or, you know, I haven't found the right one until I found this. It's in the shade Mellow Mauve, and it's just this perfect, kind of peachy, but also kind of pink toned blush. It has a little bit of a glimmer to it. I say glimmer because it's more like satin. It's not glittery at all. There's not really shimmer either, but it's just, again, a healthy glow. Do you see a trend? These all three look so similar. I clearly know what I like. But for all three of these that I'm mentioning, the formula is amazing too. So it's not just the shade that's my favorite, but it's just that formula. These stay on so well throughout the day. I've traveled with this more often than I've traveled. Actually, I would say these two, the Hourglass and the e.l.f., are probably tied. We travel, honestly, like once a month, and these two are tied for the ones I travel with the most because I love them both and I can trust them. Almost done with face. We have a couple more face products. This is my favorite highlighter of the year. This is the Physicians Formula Shimmer Strips, all-in-one custom nude palette for face and eyes. And this, the packaging is cute. I mean, it's not necessarily my favorite packaging. It's pretty bulky. In the back, they've got some brushes you can use with it. But the idea is that you can use it as a highlighter, or you can look at all these little squares and use them as different like eyeshadows and stuff. I haven't used them for eyeshadow yet, although you totally could. But it's all together swirled, this gorgeous, unbelievable highlight. It's kind of this, I would say, peachy toned, but if you focus your brush more on the top, you're gonna get a lighter look. If you focus it on the bottom, it's gonna be deeper. I mean, we've seen lots of products like these from Physicians Formula over the years, so it's nothing new or groundbreaking anymore. It's just that this highlighter is so beautiful. It's a really smooth formula. It glides on. You certainly can get heavy-handed, so you want to beware. I just really like the way it looks. Again, I've traveled with this a lot, which for me is a testament to how much I like it, because I'm not going to travel with something I don't love, I don't trust, I don't think looks nice on me, and that I haven't tried for very long. So this is one that I really, really like, highly recommend. But for any of the Physicians Formula, because I'm recommending 2 products from them, wait for a sale. They'll do like buy one, get one 50% off sales, or sometimes they'll just have like 40% off of the whole line. Wait for those to get these, because otherwise these can be kind of pricey for drugstore, in my opinion. Another face product, a more expensive one that I have to mention, is the Hourglass Vanish stick, foundation stick. I don't know what the actual name is. You guys, I have very dry skin, and I thought, no freaking way am I gonna like this foundation stick. It is the creamiest, weirdest thing I've ever tried. Now, I use it with their brush, and I have to say, I think that it makes a huge difference. I don't think this is great blended with your fingers. Beauty blender, no. I've tried other brushes, but there's something about the denseness. It's a very dense brush. It's very expensive though. So I'm always torn. I mean, I don't want to tell you to buy this because I worry that you wouldn't like it. I think if you have oily skin, you'll really like it because it's so mattifying. But even dry skin, what I will say about this is if you have dry skin, you will still see your dry skin. It's not a miracle worker. But what I love about it is when I know my photo is going to be taken with flash photography, so for different events I've gone to, or when I really want to look flawless on camera, I use it pretty much every time. It's what I'm using today. It just looks flawless. I really do feel like looking in the mirror, it looks flawless. Now, I don't use this every day because, like I said, it does accentuate dry spots. So you're still going to see dry skin if you have it. But it just is such amazing coverage, and you know, I'll literally roll it up, and the way I apply it is I'll just go swipe, 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 dot. And then I'll take the brush and kind of blend it, and by doing that, it just instantly spreads, covers my face completely. I'll blend a little bit onto, you know, kind of my neck, past my chin, and it just looks amazing. You don't need another layer. I've been using this for a long time. It hasn't run out yet, which kind of surprises me because it's just a stick. I use it in the shade Shell. That's like saying Sally sells seashells by the seashore. I did it. That might have been the first time ever I've actually done that correctly. But I really, really was so impressed with this stuff, so I had to mention it. It's expensive, but I love it. One last face product, unless I think of something else I need to add last minute. This is the only setting powder that I found that I feel like strongly about. This is the Laura Mercier loose setting powder and translucent. It is very hyped up on YouTube, so I finally fell into the trap of buying it, and then I realized, oh, this isn't a trap, it's actually amazing, which I feel like 50% of the things other YouTubers recommend that I watch I love, and the other 50% I end up feeling like, no, it was just kind of trendy and everyone liked it. You know what I mean? I'm sure you guys know what I mean. But this is a great, great product. It does such a great job of balancing between mattifying and perfecting, but also still being breathable and looking like a human being in person. Because for me, I'm a teacher, I need to look normal in person. I'm not only in front of a camera throughout the day. That would be crazy. That would be like a Kardashian, right? They're in front of the camera all the time. So for me, I need stuff that doesn't just look good on camera, which a lot of products look fantastic on camera, but in person you're like, yikes, that looks crazy, right? This is one that strikes that balance perfectly. You know, it's just got the sifter. This is just translucent, so it's kind of a one-size-fits-all kind of a shade. But I just love it. It looks perfect, but not too much. I feel like a lot of the ones I've tried are too much in person. They look fantastic on camera, so I like them for that. But otherwise, no. And this is one that I think is amazing. It comes with so much product. I mean, you can just feel it's 1 ounce, but 1 ounce of powder is like, especially a loose powder that's really light, is a lot of powder. It's worth it. Now, I also bought the puff. I think you don't have to spend the money necessarily on the puff because it's really expensive. And frankly, looking back, I'm like, why did I spend the money on that? But you can buy puffs online that are just as nice, velour puffs, and it's a great way to apply this. Probably the best way to apply it. All right, let's move on to eyes. The palettes that are my favorite from the year are going to shock you. And I'm being genuine, I'm not being sarcastic, because these blew me away, and I don't understand what the brand is. I haven't even looked into the brand at all, to be honest. And it's one of those things that when I got it, I'm like, oh, here's another palette in a subscription box. And then I tried it and I was like, this is amazing. There's 2 of them. The brand is Studio Makeup, and these are their on-the-go palettes. I got both of these separately in 2 different subscription boxes. I think it was BoxyCharm. And so this one was the first one I got, and it was called Warm Up. Now, these are weirdly expensive. I don't know off the top of my head. I'll put it on the screen here. Very expensive, and not unlike a lot of other palettes we all buy and own and love, or that you hear about. But you know, for a brand you've never heard of, that, you know, the packaging isn't fantastic. It's just magnetic. It's kind of that cardboard feel. It's a lot of money. But, you know, you can always find sales and things like that. But it came in the BoxyCharm, and I'm like, oh my gosh, the shades of this are so beautiful, and these shadows are so unbelievably blendable, smooth, pigmented, all those words, all those buzzwords that describe great eyeshadow palettes, this has. And I loved this as it was because it had 3 shimmery shades, like a light gold, a nice like kind of rosy bronze, and then a like kind of yellowish gold. And then it had all these mattes, perfect gradient of mattes. Then I got this one and I was like, oh my gosh. So this one's called Cool Down. Cool Down. Cool Down. I emphasize that weird. And I love this one too. So it also has, this one actually has 4, kind of 5 shimmers. Some of them are kind of more satiny, but it's got this gorgeous, deeper kind of purplish tone here. This gorgeous kind of cool bronze tone. And then again, these beautiful mattes. So when you look at these side by side, I thought, oh my gosh, I don't need anything else. I mean, unless you want some bright pops of colors, these don't have that. But for neutral looks and smoky looks and shimmery or matte looks, you can do so much with these two. And then, you know, thinking about travel, since that's a big part of my life, these are so thin, they're sleek, they're, you know, I don't think they're gonna break anytime soon. Amazing, amazing products. Wait to see if you can get a sale, or hopefully maybe it'll come in a BoxyCharm for you, I don't know. Wow, I do need to look into this brand because I was so blown away. Let's keep going. So the MAC Paint Pot is one of my favorite just products generally. I have decluttered so many MAC products, it's crazy. And it's not that I have anything against MAC, not at all. It's just that, you know, I feel like I went through a phase where I bought a lot of MAC products and a lot of them have just gone bad because it's been a couple of years. But I love their Pro Longwear Concealer. It's one of my favorites that stands out. A lot of their face products break me out, and I know that's true for a lot of people. And I haven't really quite pinpointed what ingredient it is in them that breaks me out. But so I've decluttered some blushes of theirs, and I've loved some of them. I even wore one of them, I think I wore Full of Joy on my wedding day. So, you know, it's not that I don't love them, but this is one of the few MAC products I still have in my collection that I use all the time, that I like repurchase different shades of because I love it that much. And it's their Paint Pot in Indian Wood. This, I don't even remember like when I bought this, where I think I was in, I might have been in Disney World at Disney Springs. I wanted to call it Downtown Disney. Disney Springs, and I think I saw this shade and fell in love. But it's this gorgeous bronze gold shade. I have been wearing this like, I would say 2 of 5 days every week when I'm getting ready for work and I wake up late, you know, one of those non-shower days where you dry shampoo your hair. I'll put this on my lid, blend it into the crease, and that's it. Well, I mean, I'll do the rest of my makeup. But for my eye look, I don't even pick up a palette or anything because it just looks so beautiful. I can't believe how beautiful this looks. And a lot of the times, I'll get more compliments when I wear just this than I do doing a million other looks. So I feel like it's one of those foolproof shades that just looks nice. And I don't know if it emphasizes my eyes, I have no idea, but I get a lot of compliments, and this is all it is. And I think these are like $20-ish, might be a couple dollars more. But these last, for me, a very long time. And I don't know if they reformulated recently, but I feel like this is so much creamier than the other ones I've recently bought. I don't know if it's the shade or what, but Indian Wood is gorgeous. If you haven't swatched it, swatch it. I can't recommend it highly enough. It is so beautiful, and it stays on all day, does not budge. So the next eye product I want to mention is the e.l.f. Long Lasting Lustrous Eyeshadow. Now, the formula of these is weird, and I do think it's kind of hit or miss. I think that some, like, I don't know, but I have hit pan on this. I haven't hit pan on a product. I can't even remember the last time I hit pan on a product, and I just got this a couple of months ago. I wear this all the time. So it's this kind of whipped formula. It's not like a ColourPop shadow. It's kind of similar, but this you like genuinely like kind of dig into it to get the product. But it's this kind of creamy whipped product that this is in the shade Soiree, and that's what my favorite is. Not necessarily the product line in general, but this shade. And my friend, another YouTuber, Carol Lago, I'll put her channel below, she recommended this to me, and I fell in love with it, and it looked so beautiful on her. But it's just this really pretty kind of like burnt this kind of burgundy shade. It's got this beautiful glitter, but I love that the glitter doesn't get all over your face because it's suspended in this formula, so it's not just loose by any means. And it's one of the only ways I can get glitter on my eyelids without having it also all over my face. And that is why I love this. And also the shade just looks so nice. If you've got brown or hazel or greenish eyes, it really emphasizes them. Looks so beautiful. I just love it. And it's so cheap. I can't figure out this like turtleneck. It's not right. It's comfortable, but it's not right. I have two mascaras to mention. Oh my gosh, these are both so good. Let's start with the drugstore. This is the CoverGirl Supersizer. I do not recommend something if I don't 100% think it is amazing. And I have not found a drugstore mascara that I have felt like I loved, like I feel like ever. Like it is so rare. I feel like I try different mascaras constantly. I never repurchase. I've repurchased this like 3 times this year. That's how amazing it is. So I thought I would hate it. I don't usually like really weird like plasticky wands. I usually like the traditional wands that are very volumizing. Well, this looks like it wouldn't be volumizing, and yet it is incredibly volumizing. You can kind of turn the brush to make it brush through your lashes and get rid of any clumps. And then you turn it to a bare spot of the wand to get more product on it to make it more volumized. And then you can turn it again and brush through it. So you kind of go back and forth, and it makes your lashes, I mean, it just pushes them up so beautifully. It holds a curl. Now, I will say, this got outranked by a more expensive one. However, I don't love buying expensive mascaras because you go through them so fast. They only last, you know, an expensive palette I can get down with if I'm really interested because at least it lasts, you know, a couple years. But mascaras, that's like 3 to 6 months. For me, typically like 3 to 4. I feel like after that, it's kind of weird. But this IT Cosmetics one is so good. It's the IT Cosmetics Superhero one. I know Emily Noel here on YouTube, who I trust and love so much, also loves this. And that was actually, I actually had it unopened in my drawer, and when she was talking about how much she loved it, I was like, okay, it is time to bust that bad boy out. First time I used it, I could not believe how great my lashes looked. I mean, they were just like, boom. It looked like I had fake lashes on. Now today I do have fake lashes on, so don't let it fool you. But I mean, it was the closest thing I've ever found to fake lashes without actually wearing fake lashes. And this holds a curl better than the CoverGirl one does. But I like that the CoverGirl one kind of brushes through. This one doesn't necessarily, but I haven't really noticed that it clumps too bad. It clumps a little because that's kind of what adds the volume. And it doesn't clump enough that it bothers me. You know, there are some mascaras that are just clump, clump, clump city, and I cannot get down with that. But this one is amazing. The brush is very traditional. I mean, nothing really special, but I don't know what it is about this formula, but holy moly, I literally was just like in the mirror when I put it on. I could not believe it. So this is one that if I were to spend the money on a nice mascara, I'm not gonna try a new one. I'm just gonna buy this one again because it's so good. I mean, just glowing reviews all around, amazing. All right, let's talk about a quick nail one because I'm not big on nails, and then I've got a lot of lip ones. These blew me away this year. These are the Formula X, so that's Sephora's kind of nail brand. It's their Shine XL and Prime XL. You put the primer on, then you put the nail color on, any brand, it doesn't matter, and then the Shine one on. Holy moly, like I've never tried one as good as this, and I didn't think I would find one that actually works. I used to love the Revlon ones, but I feel like they're not, I know they like discontinued it for a while, so I bought a bunch of them, and then the formula got kind of weird because I bought too many backups and they were all going bad. So that's what I get. I don't know what I was thinking. But these are so amazing because you put on the primer and then you put on the nail color. I mean, I could put on a $1 nail polish. It stays on for a week. And you know, you'll get a little bit of tip wear, but not like chunks coming out. It's just like natural tip wear. But you won't get any like weird chips. It is amazing. I do think you need both. I don't think either one on their own do the trick. I really think you need to spend the money to buy both, but they have completely transformed how often I have to do my nails. Now, giving my nails a break right now, they are a mess, and my cuticles are a wintry mess, but amazing, amazing products. They're pricey, but I'm telling you, it's worth the price in the amount of time that you won't have to spend taking your nail polish off and reapplying another one every few days, you know? All right, lip products. This is a long video. My favorite lip balm of the year, it was a toss-up. But my favorite is this Hanalei lip treatment. I got this original one in, I think, you know, an Ipsy or something. I think it was Ipsy because then they had a % off discount. And a lovely subscriber sent me theirs from an Ipsy because they weren't going to use it. And so I've used that as well. But let me show you the full size. The full size is humongous. Look how big. But I have these everywhere. They're so good. I don't mention them a lot on my channel because they are pricey. And so that's what kills me, and you gotta order it, like you can't really order it from all over the place. There's like 1 or 2 websites you can get it from, at least when I first originally ordered this big one. It is so amazing. It smells like a dream. It feels like a little bit thicker than petroleum jelly, that kind of consistency, but it smells great. My lips have never looked better when I use this. I bounce between a lot of different lip balms because I've got a lot of lip balms that I like. But this one really took me by surprise and it was newer to me, so I wanted to make sure you guys knew about it. All right, so my favorite lip liner of the year, and I might literally tonight log on to ColourPop to buy more. I don't get sent things from ColourPop like I know a lot of YouTubers do. I think once I got a couple things from them, but never again. I think because I was like, I think my review was not glowing, so I wonder if that was why. I don't know. You never know. It is what it is. But the ColourPop lip liners are unbelievable. They don't move. They are incredibly creamy. The only qualm I have is that they sharpen weird. After a couple sharpenings, it just kept only sharpen. It's just really weird, but I still use it like crazy. And this shade is amazing. It's the shade Bound. I'm wearing it today, and it's one of those shades that's a little bit deeper, so you could put a lot of different lip colors with it and kind of create that ombre lip. I love the shade and I love the formula, and it's the first lip liner that I found ever that I felt strongly about, because I feel like there are so many lip liners out there. Half of them are crappy, half of them are great, but this one's excellent. Like, it is a step above. I've tried MAC ones. I guess I haven't tried a ton of high-end ones. I've tried like Bare Minerals ones and they were kind of dry. I've tried It Cosmetics ones and they were pretty good. Those were better and they really didn't move. But again, this one just blew everything out of the water. So I want to get other shades. If you already own some of these and you have one you'd recommend, I really want to get a great red one, like a blue toned red. So if you know a great shade, please let me know below, because I really do think I'm going to place an order. Maybe I'll wait and not do it tonight so I can see what you guys say. How about that? All right. So the next products that I discovered this year, and they've been around forever, and some of you guys might roll your eyes, but it's the Ofra liquid lipsticks. Now stop, not sponsored. I have tried probably 20 different kinds of liquid lipsticks. These are the best, period. And the reason they're the best is because they have an unbelievable shade range. They're, you know, a little pricey. You know, they're not as cheap as drugstore, but you can get deals and sales and things like that. But it's the formula. They dry down, but they're not drying. I've never found anything like that. I've tried the Kat Von D ones, didn't like them. I was so sadly disappointed by those because they dried out so much within an hour that it looked crazy. It looked crazy. These are unbelievable. I have no idea what they put in this to make it look matte but still be creamy. Like, you can rub your lips together and it's comfortable. The only ones I haven't tried that I know a lot of people love are the Anastasia ones. So I don't know if those are similar to these. I'm sure some of you guys can let me know below if you've tried both, because I do know a lot of people love those as well. I've tried the ColourPop ones. Those are nice. I do like those, and they are cheaper. So if you're looking for maybe a cheaper alternative, go that route. But these are absolutely my favorite. I'm so picky, and I feel like because I do have a day job, I don't want to wear lipstick unless it's going to look awesome, because I don't have time throughout the day to reapply it. I wish I did, but I don't. And it's so far from my mind during the day. So to have these in my collection, they're incredible. Their red that I love is called Atlantic City. I love this pink one called Charmed. This one called Mocha is just a smaller one. It was actually the first one I tried, just a little trial one, and I fell in love. So highly recommend, but wait for like a sale of some kind. The last lip products I'm going to mention are these Maybelline Color Blurs. I feel like these don't get enough love here on YouTube. They almost are the size of a lip liner. They're thicker though, a little bit thicker, and they have a bunch of different shades, and I love them because they're the perfect everyday thing. They're matte looking, but they're comfortable, and they don't move because they are kind of almost more like a lip liner. I can't even say lip liner texture, because these are the creamiest things you'll ever try. I mean, unbelievably creamy and pigmented. It doesn't even make sense. You'd look at it and think it's gonna be dry and it's not. But it doesn't move and it's comfortable. It's one of the best drugstore lip products that's come through in a very, very long time, having tried most of them. Love them. They have a great shade range. I wish they had more like peachy nude colors in this range, but amazing products. So I forgot to film an outro for this video. So really quickly, I hope that you'll subscribe and I hope you'll catch me on my social media there, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.